Huma staking rewards are live. There's a 10x feathers limited time reward, and there's lots of other things that I want to go into in this video that most of the KOLs are not talking about because it's hidden in the article and they all just read the thread that dumps it down quite a bit. Yeah, GM to a new video. Let's talk about Huma Finance. Once again, I got several videos on my channel. Most of you got a nice airdrop of Huma. Some of you also staked it and did not sell it and are probably wondering, okay, what benefits does the staking give me? And now we got more clarity. They just posted this thread and also an article together with this where they explain the rewards, and we're gonna go through this. First of all, let's go through the most important parts which are in this thread. Stake now and earn 10x feathers for a limited time only. Okay, this one is obvious. I already told you this in the beginning, but now let's go. Staking benefits breakdown. We talked about the feathers. Boost feathers earned for classic and maxi. So it counts for both modes. If you don't know what the modes are, make sure to check out the previous videos where I explain this in detail. We also talked about the Vanguard status in my last video. This was in the proposal. We're gonna go into this in the article later as well. Access exclusive Kaito AI rewards. And we know now that for season 1, you need 3,000 Huma staked to be eligible for the Kaito AI rewards. I showed you this in one of the previous videos. If you talk about Huma Finance in a meaningful way, then you might get an additional airdrop of Huma tokens just for talking about Huma Finance. Basically, you're becoming their affiliate without having any contract with them at all. But if you talk a lot about Huma Finance on X, then you might get rewards through the Kaito AI yapping engine, let's call it like that. But to be eligible, you need to have 3,000 Huma staked for season 1 and 5,000 for season 2. So this is something that's not in this thread here, but this is something that they communicated through Kaito. Now, there's some partner perks and more benefits for Huma stakers will continue to roll out, and we're gonna go through them in the article because they already mentioned some in there. Existing stakers, and this one's important, rewards apply retroactively. You can keep your 0-day unstaking cooldown, but starting August 1st, you'll earn only 1x feathers unless you opt into the new policy. 10 times feathers with a 40-day cooldown. And you can opt in now. If you go to Huma Finance, you need to decide if you want to do this. This is the Huma Finance website as always, or the links are down in the description. While you're done there, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not doing this already, so you don't miss any of the upcoming Huma Finance videos. Starting August 1st, your currently staked Huma will earn only 1 time feathers unless you opt into the new staking policy to earn 10 times feathers with a 14-day unstaking cooldown. So for now, you don't need to do anything. You see your staked Huma. As you can see, I now got the 3,000 Huma staked to be eligible for the Kaito yapping rewards as well, because I talk about Huma on X, so I want to get the rewards as well. So my feathers multiplier is 10x, and the unstaking right now is basically 0 day. So I can unstake directly. If I don't opt into this as an old staker, then I will, starting on August 1st, so in a month, I will only get a 1-time feather multiplier. I can X this here and then go back here. If I go to Huma once again, you can see here that if you clicked the X on the pop-up, don't be afraid that it doesn't show up again, because if you click on Huma and the pop-up doesn't show, you can still click here on opt-in. I will just keep it staked anyway, so I don't really mind the 14-day unstaking cooldown. Just be aware that if you opt in, from the day you opt in, the unstaking takes 14 days. For everyone new that signs up, you automatically have the 14-day unstaking cooldown. This is just for the old stakers. Be aware that if you don't opt in until August 1st, starting on August 1st, you don't get the 10 times feather rewards. That's just how it is. Now let's go back here. Oh, this is another thread. New stakers, new policy. I already told you this. Earn 10 times feathers with a 14-day unstaking cooldown. Huma Finance rewards calculator is also live. If you go to feathers and then to the rewards calculator, you can put in some numbers in here. As you can see, I got some lockup. I don't have some lockup. Here, then you can see how this all changes with the liquidity pool multiplier, with the staking multiplier, and all of that. If you have the OG LP, I am an idiot because I took out some of the PST and turned it into Huma for a short amount of time, actually on July 1st. But something that I read afterwards in the article is that actually if you fall below 100 USD, then you lose the OG LP status, which cost me a 2 times multiplier, as you can see here, and roughly 200 feathers per month in my case. So don't fall below the $100 in the liquidity pool, or else you will lose your OG LP active status, which I lost. Now with the Vanguard is expected on December 25th for me, so I am on track right now, and we're gonna go into the details for this later as well. Let's now go into the article, which has some additional info that probably you haven't read in any of the threads so far. This is basically the intro, as the name says. This gives some framework around all of this. It explains the sustainability. The principles give context. They basically say they want to reward the old users, but also want to give benefits to new users. So not only the old ones stay in there, basically balance it out in the right way. Nothing really interesting in here. Now let's talk about the staking benefits real quick, because they summarize the core benefits from Huma right here. You get protocol governance. Stakers will have voting rights in Huma protocol governance. Details will be outlined in a future proposal, so we gotta keep an eye out for that. But there will be definitely protocol governance if you staked Huma tokens. Staking rewards, we're gonna go into those next. Without needing to be in the LPs, this is an important part as well. Stakers receive enhanced rewards on their liquidity pool positions and priority access to ecosystem incentive programs. This is the thing that I talked about with the Huma Yapper rewards earlier. We already covered this. If you have 3,000 Huma stake, then you're eligible for this, for example. Early access to deposit into Huma when capacity is limited. We already saw this with the 24-hour early rate, and eligible for promotions and airdrops from ecosystem partners. Also interesting. I basically covered everything that they say in this one here. I already explained you this, that until July 31st, if you're an old staker, you get 10 times feathers with a 0-day cooldown, but then you need to opt in, so nothing new here. The rewards formula basically says that there's several parts that they take into consideration: the lockup duration, the amount that you have in here, the staked Huma that you have, the different statuses that you have, and you can all calculate this in this rewards calculator. There's lots of info in here that you can go through all the different. Here you can see how they calculate all of this. Feel free to go through there. This is something that I told you already as well. Maintains at least $100 liquidity in Huma starting July 1st. So as I said, I'm an idiot because I let it fall below 100 liquidity in this account here. Exactly on July 1st, because I wanted to buy more feathers and thought, okay, let's just keep it in the protocol. Let's just swap some of the stables into the Huma token, which was a bad idea because I lost my OG LP status because of that. We already talked about the Vanguard status and how to keep it in the last video. Just to sum it up, if you receive below 100k of Huma, which is probably everyone watching this video, then you needed to stake 100% of the initial airdrop to keep this Vanguard status. As you can see here that I have it under your feathers. As you can see, I'm on the way to the Vanguard status, not the OG LP, as I told you. one other addition here, the promotional boost. To foster protocol growth, Huma may collaborate with other communities. As part of these partnerships, participants may receive a temporary booster to their LP reward for a predefined period. And then we have the early access for stakers. I also told you about this with the deposit 24 hours before the general public. Then there's some feedback summary for future consideration, and that's basically it. We basically covered everything in this thread that they also just posted, but something important that they have in here is that starting on July 1st, Huma Classic APY is 10% and not 10.5% anymore. So Feather Rewards are adopting the changes outlined in the Huma staking program. So it starts 10% APY and up to 11 times feathers. And if you're in maxi mode, it's up to 19 times feathers. Apart from mode duration OG status, feathers are now boosted by staked Huma. Existing deposits will automatically get the better of old versus new multipliers. And that's it. That was a long video, but we also covered quite a few things in this one here. I hope you have a complete overview now of the staking rewards. Let me know if you do stake, if you have enough staked. And that all being said, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.